Okay, hi guys, welcome back to my page. So today we're going to be working with this Caron Cakes yarn. It is called Strawberry Truffle. This is the same one I used in a previous tutorial on the adult headband. I'll link it in the description box if you want to see it. But today we're going to be actually doing this picture that they have on the back, just because I wanted a new scarf and boop, there goes one. So we're gonna be working on that. So the pattern calls for a 5mm hook, but I crochet loosely, so I'm gonna use a 5.5 just so I could achieve the gauge that's on here. And it only calls for one ball, so let's get started. Okay guys, so let's get started. I'm going to try and talk a little louder in this video. I'm not a loud person in general, so I'm really going to try, because I keep getting comments that I'm not loud enough and you guys can't hear me or can't understand what I'm saying. So this is not an original pattern. This pattern comes with this Caron Cakes yarn. This is the pattern that comes on the label. So if you happen to go buy this yarn from Michael's, just find the ball of yarn that has this pattern on it. I thought this was a good idea just to walk through an actual written pattern, because when I first started crocheting, I was not good at reading patterns. Sometimes patterns don't actually add up to what the product's supposed to look like, so you have to tweak here and there. So I guess I'm going to show you guys how I tweak patterns when I actually don't really understand them, but I want to do the project, if that makes sense. So let's get started. It calls for a 5mm hook, but I'm going to use a 5.5. See right here, it is calling for a 5mm hook, but I'm going to use a 5.5 because I crochet loosely and I do want to achieve the gauge. This is not my original pattern, but I thought this would be a good idea for me to actually walk you through an actual pattern, because when I first started crocheting, reading patterns for me was impossible. Like, I didn't understand anything the pattern was saying, nothing. So when I first started crocheting, I learned off of YouTube. I learned from watching people, watching what they did, how they did it, and how many times they did it. So I figured if I will show you how to read a pattern, then it will be easier for you. Yeah, easier for you to crochet. So I'm going to be working off this pattern, but this pattern is a little confusing, so I'm going to be tweaking it a little bit, and I'll write the tweaks that I did in the description box. But you can get this pattern off the Caron Cakes yarn just when you go to buy it. I believe this Caron Cakes yarn is only sold at Michael's, so when you go to pick up this yarn, just make sure that you find the pattern, the ball of yarn, and whatever color you want with this pattern. So make sure that it is for crochet, because some patterns have the knitting needles on it. So this pattern calls for a slip knot as usual. I'm actually going to move this out the way. So now we need to chain 4. So here's our chain 4. The pattern says double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook, which is this one. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that chain. We should have 3 chains on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more. Now we have 2 chains, 2 double crochets on this row. We are going to chain 3 and turn. So now this where the pattern gets a little confusing, because in row 2 it says chain 3. double crochet into the next double crochet, turn. You should have 3 double crochets on your hook. But then in the first chain, the first row, it says double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook, count as 2 double crochets. So that 3 chains that you did not double crochet into is the chain 3 space. So you should have 2 double crochets on your hook. But when I do, so it's a little confusing. So I count this as 2 double crochets. So this is one hook, this is one chain, and then this chain 3 space right here, this is one chain. So when you do 2 double crochets into this one, it looks a little weird because you have just one chain, just like one hook hanging off. I don't see if you explain. Let me show you what it is gonna look like if you follow the pattern to the T. This is what it's gonna look like. To me, it looks a little lopsided. It looks like it's not even. Does that make sense? So instead of putting 2 chains right into that first chain, I just put 1 double crochet in the first one and 1 double crochet into that chain 3 space, if that makes sense. So now you still have 3 chains in the second row. It's just not 2 chains here and you're leaving this chain 3 space just completely empty. So now we're going to chain 3 again. We're going to turn our work. Now the 3rd row says chain 3, which we did. You turn, and then it says 1 double crochet in the first double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in each to the end of the row. So basically you should have 1 double crochet here and the next chain, 1 double crochet in the next, and then 1 double crochet in that chain 3 space. Always remembering that that chain 3 space is a double crochet. So now it says you should have 4 double crochets in that row, and you do. So now we're going to chain 3 again and turn. So now this is row 4. We are going to double crochet in the next 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets in the last. So we are going to double crochet. Basically what that is saying is to double crochet until the end of the row to the last chain, which is that chain 3 space. Then you're going to do 2 double crochets into that chain. Now you see how even it looks? If we would have just did 2 double crochets into this one, it would have just left this empty and bare, and it would have been lopsided. So now we're going to chain 3. Now this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're not increasing this. It says double crochet into the first double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in each. 1 double crochet in each double crochet to the end of the row. So basically you are just going to double crochet all the way through in each double crochet. I know that I'm really close, but I want you guys to see exactly what I'm doing. So now we are in row 6. We're going to chain 3 and turn. Now we are going to double crochet in each one to that chain 3 space, and we're going to put 2 double crochets into that chain. So we're going to chain double crochet in each across until we get to that chain 3, and that chain 3 gets 2 double crochets. Okay, so now I'm at that chain 3 space. That chain 3 space is going to get 2 double crochets. That's 1, and that's 2. So now that is the end of row 6. So now it says repeat last 2 rows, 1 double crochet in each at the same edge until you work measures 30 inches. So basically we are going to, now this is row 7, so row 7 will start at row 5. So basically you're going to do row 5 and 6 over and over and over again until it reaches 30 inches. So you're going to do a double crochet across, then you're going to do double crochet until you hit that chain 3, and that chain 3 gets 2 double crochets. So every other row is an increase row, which means every other row gets 2 double crochets at that end, at that chain 3 space. So I'm gonna keep going and show you guys what I'm doing. I probably won't talk through it. I probably won't speed it up. I don't know, but I'm just gonna keep crocheting. Okay, so I decided to come back and show you guys how it changes. I mean, you guys will see it if you decide to do this scarf in this yarn, but it changes colors beautifully. So I decided to come on and show you how it changes into peach. Okay, so I misread the uh, the instructions. So when I went back over it, because it was looking like I was running out of yarn, like this is all I have left. So I was figuring like how, if I kept going, how much yarn would I have to go back down, if that makes sense. So when I reread it, it said repeat last 2 rows, one double crochet in every row at the same edge until work measures approximately 30 inches along straight side edge. So this is the straight side edge. It doesn't really matter which side you go, but you need to go along the side of the work till it reaches 30 inches long, and mine right now does reach 30 inches long. So now I am finishing the last row of this, and then we're gonna start decreasing, going back down. Okay, so this is the first row of the decrease. So I'm gonna leave you guys zoomed in so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So it says begin decrease first row, chain 3 counts as a double crochet. First double crochet in each double crochet in the last 2. It says 1 double crochet in each DC to the last 2 DCs, double crochet 2 together, turn. Now it says row 2, it says chain 2, yarn over and draw up loop into next stitch, yarn over and draw through 2 loops on hook twice, begin double crochet made 1 double crochet in each until the end of the row, turn, repeat last 2 rows. Okay, so basically what that means is we're gonna chain 3. Oh shit. Now basically we are okay, so we are decreasing at the so when we were going up, we were increasing every other row. Now going down, we're gonna decrease in the last stitch and in the first stitch, if that makes sense. So we're going to double crochet all the way across to the last 2 stitches. We're gonna leave 2 stitches unworked. So basically I'm just gonna double crochet until the last 2 stitches. We are at the last 2 stitches of this row, so we are going to do a double crochet 2 together. So you yarn over, you insert, you pull back, you pull through 2, you insert again, you yarn over. Now you have 3 on your hook, you pull through 3. I believe that's how you do it. That's what the paper is saying. Yeah, okay. So now we're gonna chain 3 and turn our work. Now it's saying to double crochet 2 together in the first one again. So you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, go through, pull through. You should have 3 on your hook. You're gonna yarn through all 3. That's 2 together. Now we are just going to double crochet all across. Now you're gonna keep doing that until you only have 2 chains, 2 double crochets left. So basically in every row you're going to double crochet 2 together at the end and at the beginning. So at this row we did it at the beginning, so when we get to the end we're going to chain 3, we're going to go back across, and then we're going to do double crochet 2 together at the end. Now you want to make sure that your double crochet 2 together is always at the same side, so it's always going to be at your uneven side where you did the increases at. So it's going to be, let me see if you can see it. It's gonna be one straight side, which is this, and then it's gonna be one not so straight side, which is this one, is the side that you did the increases on. So this is the side that you're going to do the decreases on. So you want to make sure that everything is on the same side. So saying that means I moved my stitch marker over so that I know that this is the side that gets the decreases in each row. Again, each row gets double crochet 2 together at the end and at the beginning. So since this one was at the beginning, we're going to go across as normal, double crochet, chain 3, turn our work, go across the next row until we have 2 left on a row, and we're going to double crochet 2 together. Then what we do next is chain 3. At the beginning of the next row, we are going to double crochet 2 together. Each row gets a double crochet 2 together at the beginning and at the end of each row. Hey guys, so unfortunately this is the next day, and I think I made a couple of mistakes in the beginning of the video, so don't kill me in the comments about the 5.5 millimeter hook. I realized that I should have went down instead of up because I chained loosely, so I should have went to a 450 instead of a 555. And the only reason I realized that is because the pattern calls for 1 ball, but I'm literally on my 2nd ball. But anyway, I love the outcome. The pattern is still correct as we went through it. Now, I said that you should increase every row until we got to the last 2, which I am not to the last 2. I just wanted to come back on and show you guys what it's looking like. So I'm just going to keep going along until the last 2. It's not that much more. So I'm going to stop talking and let you watch. Okay, so this is the last one. We are just going to have double crochet in the last 2. And matter of fact, I'm going to turn and I'm going to do it one more time just so that it's pointy. Now we're done. We are going to snip off as soon as I find the scissors. I'm going to snip off, tie up. Now it's time for the tassel. So the directions is telling you to cut a piece of cardboard out. I don't have a piece of cardboard, so we're just going to wing it. So you can't even see how long this is in my phone. Okay, so I'm gonna do about this long, and then I'm gonna pinch it. You can do it as long as you want, and then I'm just gonna keep dropping it back and forth, pinching it at every end. Probably do like 10 or 15 of these. Keep dropping it, pinching it at every end, and keep dropping it, keep dropping it, keep dropping it. Okay, so that looks like it's enough for me. So we gotta go to make sure that all the ends are even. They're all looping together. So now we're going to take the end of it, put our finger through the 2 double crochets, and then we are going to make a slip knot. Basically, that's it. It put a tassel made. Now we're going to cut the loops and trim all, because I don't really want the tassel that long, so I'm gonna trim off about 2 inches. So this tassel is thick and long enough for me, so we're gonna do that to the other side. And so happens that it started to come white, so look at that. So now again, we are going to fold, pinch at each end, and keep going. Just doing this over and over. Again. So it's a little messy, but whatever. So we are going to make sure that each loop is even. Making sure that it's even. Put my finger through the 2 double crochets, pinching the loops and tying off. Now I'm not even gonna cut the loops. I'm going to make sure that each side is even. And we are done. Okay, now we have come to the end of the tutorial. I will insert some pictures. Sorry, I have a cold. I have been having a cold for like a month. But I do want to say thank you for everybody that's been here watching my videos. I think as of this morning when I checked, today is February 2nd, February 3rd, one of those. I had almost 1,200 subscribers, so I do want to thank everybody for their support. I just want to show you guys what I know, and maybe you'll learn something too, because I love to crochet, so I hope you love to crochet just as much as I do. So if you aren't subscribed, subscribe now and join my Fashion Knots family, and let's get crocheting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and share and subscribe like always. Okay, bye guys.